Imagine you wake up on a cold morning and your first thought is, how can I not be late for work? You get out of bed, walk to the kitchen, and turn on the coffee maker. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee immediately fills the air, and you realize that this smell is like an energy boost for the whole day. The first sips of hot, slightly bitter, but deeply flavored coffee, and suddenly you feel the vitality rush back into your body, and the world fills with bright and lush colors. How did coffee become an integral part of our daily lives? How and where did this amazing beverage that can wake up the whole world come from? Make yourself comfortable, it will be interesting and useful for you. The history of coffee goes back to the African continent, more specifically to Ethiopia, in the 9th century AD. Legend has it that a shepherd named Kaldi once noticed that his goats became alert and energetic after eating berries from a tree that the locals called coffee. Intrigued by his animals' unusual behavior, Kaldi tasted the berries himself and felt his body fill with vitality. Since then, coffee has become part of the culture of the people of Ethiopia. The locals began making drinks and infusions from the berries, and soon discovered that the roasted beans imparted a special taste and effect. Coffee began its journey around the world in the Arab Caliphate, where in the 15th century Sufis used it to keep them awake during night prayers. The drink quickly spread to Arab countries and then to the Ottoman Empire, where the first coffee houses, or kahvehans, appeared. Coffee became an important part of social and cultural life, and soon the drink conquered Turkey, where it was drunk in special rituals. In the 17th century, coffee reached Europe via Lisbon and Venice. The first coffee house opened in Venice in 1645, and a few years later coffee houses appeared in Paris, London, and Amsterdam. Coffee became a social status drink, a symbol of intellectual conversation and a symbol of the cultural and social changes taking place in Europe. In England, coffee houses became centers of social life, while in France, coffee became an integral part of meetings and philosophical discussions. In the 18th century, with the development of colonial trade, coffee became an important commodity. European powers began to grow coffee on plantations in their colonies, particularly in Central and South America, using slave labor. Traders, planters, and governments set up huge trading networks to supply coffee to Europe, making it an important part of the world economy. Today, coffee is a global market with tropical countries leading the way. Brazil, Colombia, Ethiopia, Indonesia, and Vietnam remain the largest coffee producers. For easy transportation, coffee beans are packed in special sacks weighing 60 kilograms, up to 70 kilograms in South America. Brazil, for example, produces about 60 million bags of coffee annually, while Vietnam produces about 30 million. Global coffee consumption in 2023 will be 168 million bags, with production totaling 175 million bags. The largest coffee consumers are the United States, Germany, Italy, and Brazil. However, interest in coffee is now growing in countries such as China and India, so demand for coffee will only increase in the coming years. There are two main types of coffee on the world market: Arabica, Coffea arabica, approximately 60 to 70% of world production. This variety is characterized by its mild taste and low caffeine content, and is the preferred choice for premium coffee. Robusta, Coffea canephora, approximately 30 to 40% of world production. Robusta has a stronger, bitter taste and high caffeine content. It is more commonly used for cheaper blends and instant coffee. Let's talk about coffee brewing methods. Every culture has its own unique way of making coffee. In Italy, espresso and cappuccino are popular drinks drunk quickly in small cups. In Turkey, coffee is brewed in a jeswa with sugar and spices such as cardamom. In Ethiopia, coffee is traditionally brewed in clay teapots with spices and oil, often accompanied by special ceremonies. In the United States, filter methods and the use of capsule coffee makers are popular. Japan uses a slow brewing method such as hanjika, hand filter, which allows the full flavor to be extracted. Since 1970, coffee prices have continued to rise due to many objective factors. Thus, in 2022, against the background of natural climatic changes, low water and drought, economic instability in Brazil, coffee prices increased significantly. By 2024, coffee has reached a record price in the last 50 years due to declining supply and rising production costs. Climatic changes such as droughts and floods have a significant impact on coffee yields. In the 21st century, coffee prices have continued to rise due to environmental degradation, declining yields, and rising labor, energy, logistics, and transportation costs in producing countries. This in turn leads to higher prices on world markets. At the end of November 2024, the price of Arabica coffee reached a record high since 1977, rising to a staggering $7.05 per kilogram for March futures. But that's not all. The cost of Robusta, another popular variety, also hit an all-time high. January futures on London's ICE exchange topped $5,300 per ton. Over the past year, the price of Arabica has risen by 80%, while the price of Robusta has more than doubled. So why has coffee become so expensive? The answer lies in a combination of factors. Brazil and Vietnam, which account for more than 60% of the world's coffee production, effectively dictate the rules of the market. But in recent years, crop forecasts in these countries have become less optimistic. Droughts, climate disasters, and coffee tree diseases have reduced production, creating a supply shortage that cannot keep up with growing global demand. Interest in coffee as a beverage continues to grow, with consumption in countries such as China and India increasing every year. However, climate change, slowing production, and stock market speculation are inevitably driving up prices, creating a perfect storm for the rising cost of our favorite beverage. What is the bottom line? We have all long since accepted the fact that our lives are getting more expensive every year. The prices of real estate, goods and services are constantly rising, for almost everything: housing, clothes and shoes, furniture and appliances, our gadgets and entertainment, the services of the neighborhood car wash, dry cleaners and barbershop. And it becomes incredibly sad when the price of food goes up, including our favorite coffee, which we need every day. Coffee is not just a beverage, but an important part of the world's economy and culture. Its journey from ancient Ethiopia to world markets is a reminder of the amazing journey this beverage has taken over the centuries. And despite these challenges, coffee remains an integral part of people's lives around the world, helping us start the day with energy and inspiration. Don't forget to subscribe and vote a thumbs up for our videos. It keeps us motivated to make such videos for you.